All right, class. Well, we are into a new week on presenting live online. And this week got to give you a little chance to just try it out. It's time to get that lesson ready and going so you can present it online. And again, remember that you're going to find an audience of people or person that you can present to. And then for undergraduate students, you'll use Collaborate built into D2L here that we have available for us. For graduate, you'll use one of the choices from previous weeks that we've talked about. And if you haven't let me know yet, please let me know, for undergraduate students anyway, please let me know when, so I can set up a room for you. Just send me a message in Remind and let me know, and I can set up a room for you for your time that you want to present. Give you the proper link so that you know you can go there and present, and also give the link for your guests to be able to join the room as well. So again, this is a chance to kind of let you get your feet wet, so to speak, into a synchronous session. And if you've already done a synchronous session, which some of you have, then it's an opportunity to hone your skills a little bit more by having a session online that allows you to practice your skills a little bit more. So for those of you who have done, I'll probably try to look for ways that I can improve, or ways that you have maybe improved your craft, or ways that you might be a little bit more polished than from a previous lesson. And then for those of you who haven't yet, it's a good chance to try it out. So this week, by the way, we've got a birthday party going on in our house today, so kind of a fun thing. I'm recording this a little bit early for the weekend. Alright, so this week what you'll do is there are also, in addition to finishing that assignment and submitting that, which I will grade when I get them in the Dropbox, so submit it and I'll plan on grading them as they come in the Dropbox, even if they come in earlier than due. There's synchronous e-learning proven strategies for teaching at a distance, and I think this will help you, in addition to some of the readings you've been reading before, to take a look at just how what are some good practices for teaching at a distance based on some of the research and some of the theoretical frameworks that are out there. Now these may be a little bit older, mentioning some of the things, but it's not like we've been doing this only a recent time. Actually, synchronous distance learning has actually been going on for a while. And beyond, even before the internet, for instance, there have been opportunities for patching in, so to speak, or maybe satellite connections among different people. But of course the internet has skyrocketed the amount of synchronous distance learning that can happen, and made it a lot easier. And this one's from 2005 too, a model for synchronous learning using the internet, and it looks at some of the theoretical models and ways of that synchronous learning happens online. So it's kind of an interesting way to look into a little more depth, look into the concept in a little more depth. So you'll have those readings, and then the rest of the time is to prepare and submit those assignments. Don't forget, whichever assignment you're doing, you will fill out a worksheet, and there are parts of the worksheet, for graduate students anyway, there's parts of the worksheet that you will fill out before you present, before you go to share your lesson with somebody. And for undergraduate students, there are parts I think that just come afterward, but take a look. And then also remember, undergraduate students who are using Collaborate, be sure to record the lesson. Don't forget, up in that upper left-hand corner, well, in the menu item that you open up, and in the upper left-hand corner, hit that record button so that I can view the recording of the presentation after it happens. And just pay attention also to the time limits for your given lesson so that you keep within the time limits and frameworks. So I think that's about it for this lesson, for this week, I should say. Except one thing I wanted to talk about, and this has nothing to do with the class whatsoever, but I thought it's kind of funny. I stumbled across this worst case scenario survival handbook, and you just never know when you might have to know how to do this type of a thing. So, how to escape from an angry gorilla. First, evaluate the gorilla's behavior. A stressed or angry gorilla is likely to vocalize loudly and pound, jump, and slap the ground before attacking. A gorilla that is just tugging at clothes or grabbing at you may simply be curious. Number 2, do not react. Don't scream, hit, or otherwise antagonize the gorilla even if it grabs you. It may be playful behavior. Scaring or aggravating the gorilla may provoke an angry response. Number 3, be submissive. Do not look directly at the gorilla. Remain quiet. Do not shout or open arms wide to try to appear larger. The gorilla may interpret these acts as hostile. And number 4, watch for a bluff charge. A gorilla may make a bluff charge before an attack to scare potential threats. It may scream or bark, stomp its hands on the ground, and tear at vegetation as it advances toward you. A bluff charge is fast and intimidating and resembles an actual attack. Number 5, crouch down and make yourself as small a target as possible. Number 6, stay quiet and submissive. Number 7, groom. If the gorilla has gotten a hold of you, begin to groom its arm while loudly smacking your lips. Primates are fastidious groomers, and grooming the gorilla in this fashion may distract the gorilla in a non-threatening way. As the gorilla's grip relaxes, slowly move your grooming hand to the gorilla's hand, showing keen interest in any bits of leaf or dirt on the gorilla. And number 8, remain quiet and passive until the gorilla loses interest or until help arrives. Be aware that if the gorilla has you in its group, do not attempt to pry the gorilla's fingers apart to remove his hand. A full-grown silverback gorilla is much stronger than any adult human. The gorilla's grip will likely be a vice that is impossible to open. So I just wanted you to be aware of that, just in case you might actually encounter this one day. You never know. It's from the worst case scenario survival handbook, so you just never know. Okay, well, I'm just being silly about that. But anyway, I think that should do it for this week, so have a great week.